could explain the premise in a single sentence, but we're on concept high. Let's go vibe on the beach the minutes pass like weeks. Ride the concept high. Does this day feel like it already happened? Must be a deja vu. Try learning a different language from the alien race that speaks to you.
All views expressed are those of the participants and not of Clark University. Please send any comments about the Concept High Scrodcast to concepthighpod@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Concept High, a Scrodcast presented by the Screen Weens, where we look at films whose premise can be described in a single sentence, hooking you on the concept from minute one. Today, and as always, we have Jocelyn Presley, Justin Schwartz, Izzy Levitt, and me, Corey Preventure. Today's film is 2021's Old, written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan and based on the graphic novel Sandcastle by Pierre Oscar Levy and Frederick Peters. That is Peters with 3 E's, I'm telling you. How are we doing today, guys?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I'm
doing
Awesome. So I think we should just jump in with some of M. Night Shyamalan, Mr. Shyamalan, his other movies, to try and get a sense of what kind of stuff he does. So he's got The Sixth Sense. How many of you have seen this?
I have.
Knock at the Cabin.
I have seen that.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
The cabin that makes you gay?
It's the cabin that makes you gay and die.
How about The Last Airbender?
I've seen that.
I did see that.
I've seen that
on.
in theaters.
I also saw it in theaters.
Okay, my
What
art
the
teacher,
fuck?
my high school art teacher worked on costumes for that movie.
Really?
Yes, really.
I'm so
I'm
sorry for
sorry.
them.
Yeah.
So M. Night Shyamalan's films, I think we can all agree, have a sense of the same thing over and over again, and by
Of
that I
course.
mean twist endings.
Mm.
I've seen quite a few Shyamalan features in theaters, and from what I can tell, he is very similar to J.J. Abrams in the fact that he likes his little mystery boxes. He likes mystery box
boxes.
storytelling. I feel like, especially you can tell in Old, it really feels like he just had the concept.
Yeah.
And nothing else, and everything was kind of just an afterthought a little bit.
Dialogue.
He's a little trickster. He's a
Need
little
more
trickster.
time.
He's so slippery.
He's so slippery. How did we feel about this concept? Did we feel that it was executed in a way that
Well, actually,
did it
first,
justice?
what was the concept?
The concept. Well, it's a beach, and it makes you old.
Beautiful.
We did it, guys. We did
Beach
it.
makes you old. I think that that's a very interesting concept. I remember
course.
seeing trailers for this movie in theaters a few years ago and being like, okay, that could be interesting, but it's just not well executed. I think there's certain parts where you're like, oh, this is really cool, but they're few and far between.
That is what the film really has, is its trailer, because it's so heavily relying on the fact that it's a high concept film. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer too.
I really liked the trailer, but also at the same time, I was like, this is not going to work. I saw M. Night Shyamalan's name, and I'm like, this is not going to work. And it's not like he's a bad filmmaker. The direction of this film is stellar.
I do think it looks
the
beautiful.
camera work is stellar.
I would disagree.
Minus a couple things. Minus a couple things. There is,
I think maybe the setting is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for
except
the
when they do
visuals.
CGI.
Oh, yeah. It's jarring.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
So after they're on the beach for a while, there's this one scene where the two kids of Prisca and Guy, his name is fucking Guy. What is this? The Crudes? Fucking Ryan Reynolds. No, but they're running and they're trying to escape the beach or whatever. Or not really. No, they're not
They're running
escaping at
from
this
the
point.
beach.
And then it cuts and it's this weird close up.
Yeah.
And then there's this steady cam, but it feels slow.
Mm-hmm.
The steady cam that makes you slow.
Yeah.
Steady cam that makes
It
you
was
slow.
I had to pause the movie.
In general, a lot of my notes are just I don't like the camera work in this movie.
Really?
I didn't. I really didn't.
I loved it for the most part.
It was pointed and a little too try-hardy about it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
feel like the camera work also feels like the same thing of talking down to the audience in a way.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not going to show you Trent and Maddox. I wonder what happened to Trent and Maddox.
Yeah.
That I did hate.
Like there was like a shot I remember where it was like focused on the back of a girl's head and it was like on the edge of the screen and then there was like legs out of focus. I was like, what is this?
This film is maybe the perfect, like, simple example for students of like
so good.
of like this is how you
Fuck up.
like no like this is how you obscure things with shots. This is how you do this. Like it felt so easy to watch the whole time.
After the freeze tag thing, when they cut to the two kids playing, it was two different split diopters.
Yeah.
And they were like arguing like they were divorced. And I'm like, and then they're showing the parents who are trying to divorce in the background. And I'm like,
I wonder what
wow,
what they
I
mean
wonder
by
what
this.
this means.
Yeah.
This is really symbolic of something, but
M.
I
Night
can't tell what.
Shyamalan is a 53-year-old student director.
He's 53.
Yes. Also, okay, it happened multiple times in the film where we have these sequences where they just cut to things. It happened later where Priska like turned to Guy and was like, "You have wrinkles,"
Mm-hmm.
and then suddenly we're in the tent with Trent and Kara.
Yeah.
And then
And-
they fuck? They are
Yeah.
6 years old.
So that's
Yeah.
actually very interesting that you brought that up. I saw this movie in theaters with both of my parents.
Oh my god.
And the reason we went to go see it was we had saw the ad for it in a different movie, and we just could not stop talking about the concept of it. And I was talking with my dad about it. I was like, how does the beach that makes you old make you pregnant? Because I thought that M. Night, my main man M. Night, would not go as far as
Your
to
favorite director.
my favorite director of all time, directed my favorite movie, The Last Airbender.
Uh-huh.
I did not think that he would go as far as to, like, basically have two kids have sex
Yeah.
in a movie
Yeah.
and
I-
get pregnant and then have the baby die.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I thought that
I knew that there was a pregnancy in this movie because I
Yeah.
think that they show it in the
Yeah,
trailer.
and they showed it in the trailer.
Yeah.
and that's
Every
what,
trailer.
what I saw
And
it
so,
from.
like,
yeah.
I went into it thinking like, oh, maybe it's like a weird thing where it's like they go through their life and
Yeah.
it's like
That's what I thought as well. Is
yeah,
that
Yeah.
but
Is
then
that
it was
when
like
you-
no,
they
went and fucked in the tent. Yeah.
this movie made me.
And then he walks out and they go, "It's okay. We were just playing and I got a little fat.
And then
Playing what?
We were just playing
and
and,
then
I got a
Trent
little
is
fat."
like, Guy is telling Trent that that's how babies are made, and Trent is like,
Yeah, I know. You are 6. How do you know?
And he's like, I thought you had to do it 10 times. I feel like you could. That's one of the things
Like
in this
slots?
script
Okay,
where like maybe we take that part out.
But
Just
we
the whole
should talk
script.
about that the continuous shot that happened there. In a film about like the rapid acceleration and like continuous acceleration of time, what do we think that the merits of a long take are?
I was
Josh?
gonna say like I think it could have been used better
Mm-hmm.
because you could like visually see differences happening,
Yeah,
but they never did that. They were like, we're not gonna show you. We're gonna hide
Not show
it.
you anything.
We're just gonna swap out actors.
All the changes are just like so like pointed out. Like you have wrinkles.
The makeup was really good.
It was.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially
like
for
that a lot.
for Charles,
Yeah.
his like oldish makeup.
Oh my god.
Like he's already an old guy, and they made him somehow look a little more decrepit.
Can we talk about that? Like just
Yeah.
him as a character?
Oh, hey,
Because
please.
so for reference, like Charles, he had schizophrenia and he like went insane. He was fucking creepy.
Before you continue, can I tell you a note I took?
Yes.
I said Charles asking about the Jack Nicholson Marlon Brando movie is so Corey.
Yeah, I was gonna say if
Yes.
Corey had to cut out a tumor, he'd be like, "Oh, this is
What
like
is
that
that-
one.
what
This
is-
is like that
This is
one
just like
movie.
Phantasm.
This is just like old."
I love Phantasm. You don't get it.
If Corey ever had a psychotic break, that
would-
is what would happen.
I would just be the tall man.
You would be
Boy.
boy.
M. Night Shyamalan's father has dementia,
Mhm.
and this was one of the things that he kept talking about. And my Shyamalan was like, "This is like what someone who's like slowly losing their mental faculties. This is actually how it works."
Yes.
And like, it was real. Like, I really liked that. Not only because
Yes.
it was me, but
No,
but it made sense, and I was like, that's a good piece of script.
And it gives to this very it makes it more unsettling, but also because it has that very real life factor.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it could have been acted a little more strongly, because I feel like I liked that element, but I feel as though it was maybe a little too, oh, I'm crazy, instead of I have a mental disorder that's slowly killing me.
Yes.
Because it's, like you said, Izzy, I feel as though they're kind of spoon-feeding the fact that he's psychotic, and it has kind of no nuance to it with how it's presented. And it just feels like he is not... This could have been taken in such a better way, where it's a nuanced take on, like, you know, the slasher is not in control of his mental faculties
and is frustrated.
And is frustrated, and he knows what he's doing is wrong.
But also, you know, that is also a fault of direction.
A fault of direction, and they didn't go with that. They just made him crazy.
Yeah.
We point out that M. Night Shyamalan also did the movie Split,
Yes, he did do the movie.
I love the movie Split.
which is also a
And
really great representation of mental health.
Oh, it's great.
His long history with
Is
poor representation of mental health.
And just like, can we talk about the end of the movie too?
sure.
Yes.
What the fuck? I hated everything about that.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Like, not only did they show you everything that, like, I didn't really need to see, like, they go back and forth, and the ADR is horrible, the CGI is miserable. There's shots in this where people are speaking and their mouths aren't even moving.
Yeah.
Insane. But when so the plot of this film, it's not only the beach that makes you old, it's the beach that makes you old because capitalism wants to make medicine.
And Big Pharma.
Big Pharma wants to make medicine. Warner and Warner, whatever the fuck it's called. So, and they're like, we're going to give all this medicine to people. No, you're not. It's going to cost so much money. Well, like, how are we supposed to, like, is there any realm where these people are redeemable?
I think the movie tries to make it seem as though there is, when
That guy's like,
yeah,
we cured seizures,
when they,
epilepsy.
yeah, that whole, like, I think that's kind of the movie laying out, hey, these guys suck, but here's that redeeming force, and I don't think it works that well.
Well, no, I think it's trying to make it like a complex issue, which is very strange, because then they're like, our new subjects are coming on in, and this one
Trial
has
74.
Trial
74.
74 is coming in, and Mr. Brody has early onset Parkinson's, and it's like, cool,
Oh
you plan on curing this by killing him.
Yeah.
Like, that's so, you're doing human test subjects, human trials. That's so fucking strange. Also, you're bringing me to a totally new location in the last 20 minutes of this film,
Yeah.
which is
That's
also
so true.
like an entirely new location. And guess who's bringing me there?
I was gonna say
M. Night
Shyamalan,
Shyamalan.
or rated by M. Night Shyamalan.
What? So, like, is this like, let's get into some, like, pseudo-intellectual shit.
Of course.
Yes, please.
Is this like a metaphor for filmmaking or something?
I was gonna
He
say.
was.
I wrote
he
down.
was behind the camera.
He had a camera!
I wrote down that not only did he have a camera, he's taking pictures the entire time. He drove them to the beach.
Oh, was
And
that
then-
him?
Yes.
Yes.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M.
That's
Night
M. Night
Shyamalan
Shyamalan.
is credited as the van driver.
He's the
It's-
first name that comes up when you look up the cast.
It's
It's
so
M. Night Shyamalan,
wild.
van driver.
Not director. He did not direct shit.
No,
No, he really didn't.
no.
Not an ounce of effort went in.
I think maybe he could be credited as director if he was in the passenger seat of the van.
He was backseat driving.
That was a good joke, and none of you laughed. But Jesus. No, M. Night's in all of his fucking movies.
Is he?
Yeah, he was in Split. He was like
He's
the
one of the
doctor-
personalities.
No, he's one of the personalities.
Oh,
No, he was like the doctor's assistant, and like he warmed up chicken wings or something like that.
What the
I don't know.
I need to watch more M. Night films.
But he always
actually.
puts
don't.
himself
no,
in.
you don't.
He's always a weird little freak.
He's like Barry Keoghan.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but like, if Barry Keoghan directed Saltburn,
I feel like it'd be better.
if M. Night directed Saltburn,
No.
it's kind of like an M. Night Shyamalan film.
I think
a little bit.
it would just be, it would look worse.
I think it would look worse, and the twist would come like 20 minutes later. Than
Okay,
it did.
can we? Can it be called a twist?
That's yeah.
No, yeah,
I don't-
exactly. Because you find out from like the first like 25 minutes, like they're like, there's something shining up there, and then you see like shots of
Yeah,
a
like,
man.
you know
Yeah.
what's happening.
And
So
they
that-
also like point out all the medical like connections.
Yeah.
And they're also like, so this takes away from M. Night Shyamalan's whole twist ending thing.
It's yeah.
Well,
I'd say
I've
it's more of a
never-
reveal.
I've never gotten like I get it, that stereotype. Like, it's not really a stereotype, but I guess like the reputation that M. Night Shyamalan has, that is that he makes twist films. But Knock at the Cabin and Old, his more recent ventures, have not really had explicit, like, I think he's trying to shake his reputation up a little bit by still having that big third act, like, oh my god, but it's not like a twist in per se, you know?
Shock value.
It's like a finale,
Oh my god.
but like without substance.
yes.
That
Ugh.
was explained
without
terribly.
substance.
Film without substance.
Bro, when they go back to the resort and Idlib goes and just places his hand.
What the fuck was
On the
with the
cheek.
kids in this film? Like, I hated all of them. I don't like kids in the first place, but like, I wanted to punch
I think
Trent.
the two kids were not good actors.
No, they weren't.
Well,
I wanted
No.
to kick Trent in the head.
I don't know. I don't know if we should point out every bad actor in this film,
Well, no.
because if we
Because
start to
then
do
we'll
that, we're gonna go through
we'll
the
be
cast
here
list.
for a bit.
Except for
Alex Wolff, I think.
Alex Wolff is a phenomenal actor,
Really
and this.
good. Yeah.
No, I thought he actually maybe
He was
didn't.
very good at screaming.
I think he was great in that scene, in both the scene where the baby died and Kara fell.
Yeah.
Baby fucking died. That was insane.
But I think he was horribly miscast. And the other like phenomenal actor in this, what's his name? Gael Garcia Bernal. He played Guy.
Yep.
I think
he was good.
he had some moments where I was like, that line reading was a little weird.
Also, the script fails you.
The script, he was working with a script that
Yeah.
just did not give his character a lot of substance, but his moments with Priska, Maddox, and Trent
Mm.
individually all felt very real.
Yeah, when he was like near the beginning of the film, when they're in the hotel room and he's like, "Oh, no kids week."
No kids at the beach.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I was like, that's so wholesome and it makes me
Mm.
so happy.
Yeah.
Like that's like such good. Just that's good writing.
And that last scene where they're all together and they're talking and he's like, he says one line and he's like, I can't really seem to remember why we
Yeah.
wanted to leave the beach. And he seems very, and it's like a content, like, I don't know. He played that very well, and I feel like that adds, him and Alex Wolff added a lot to what little they had.
What else do we want to talk about?
I want to talk about
Way to go.
She just sprayed all over him.
it sprayed all over me, just like
His
the waves on the
nondescript
beach.
tropical
My
drink.
nondescript tropical drink that makes you old. It's beach water.
Well, it's beach water.
It's beach water.
It's so salty.
It's M. Night Shyamalan's beach water.
We love M. Night Shyamalan's beach water. We love it. We
Um,
slurp.
I want to talk about Mid-Sized Sedan.
Holy
Yes!
shit!
I want to talk
Yes!
about
What
Mid-Sized
the fuck?
Sedan.
I forgot about Mid-Sized Sedan.
Mid-sized sedan. What was
Not
up
only
with that?
was he like,
Damn.
yeah, his introduction is just walking up to the camera, damn, and then nosebleed. And then he has so little to do in the rest of the film except for be like a piece of meat that gets stabbed by an old psychotic man.
For reference, Mid-Sized Sedan is this very large. He's jacked.
He's jacked.
Yeah.
He's fucking yoked.
He's
Just this big old dude who's just like,
Mm.
Why-
he's like, I'm Mid-Sized Sedan. And
He's
I'm like,
Mid-Sized Sedan.
And he
You want-
introduces himself as
as
such.
Mid-Sized
Yeah.
Sedan.
Mid-Sized
What?
Sedan, and then tells a 6-year-old his name is Brandon.
Like,
Yeah.
Brendan-
wanted someone. Yeah, he
Like-
wanted,
I wanted
He
somebody
was
to-
attracted to her, in my opinion, and it
Yeah,
was
I think-
disgusting.
Yeah.
I like what she said about the colors, though.
I did. Yeah, that was
there
a
were
good.
a couple of good lines.
That was maybe
For
one
sure.
of my only
Yeah, she
lines I
was like-
genuinely liked.
Can you? What did she say?
She said,
Maddox, say.
before there were only a few colors and they were really loud, but now it feels like there are more colors and they're quieter.
That's a really good line.
That's a really good line, and it's a good line delivery by Thomas and Mackenzie,
Yes.
who we love.
We love
She's very
End
good.
of the podcast.
Friend
friend of the podcast,
Friend of the
Thomas
show,
Mackenzie.
Thomas and Mackenzie. We're gonna get her on next week.
Guys,
we're,
just
we're
you
gonna talk
wait.
about Last Night in Soho.
Last Night in Soho.
Jojo
we should talk.
Rabbit.
We should talk about Last Night in Soho.
She's in
or
Eileen.
any
She's in
Edgar
Jojo
Wright.
Rabbit. She's in
Other movies.
other movies.
What did you want to talk about?
What?
Mid-Sized
Okay.
Sedan.
Mid-Sized Sedan.
Is the draw literally just to have Mid-Sized Sedan in your film and have people watch it because of that? Like
Honestly,
maybe.
cameo?
I want Mid-Sized Sedan in every film.
I think
Can we bring him back? Like,
what
can he be like the Stan Lee of Shyamalan films?
But
No,
but Shyamalan
is the
Shyam-
Stanley
is the Stanley of
of-
Shyamalan.
And we kill Shyamalan.
and replace him with Mid-Sized Sedan.
Yes, have Mid-Sized Sedan direct.
That's the
films.
concept for M. Night's next movie. It's this pseudo-intellectual,
Yeah.
avant-garde, fourth wall breaking meta movie where Mid-Sized Sedan gets up from the beach, kills M. Night Shyamalan, and then makes
The beach that makes you young.
The Last Airbender Book 2.
Yeah.
The beach that makes you
Wait, the
young.
beach that makes you.
The beach that makes you fuck as a 6-year-old.
That's crazy.
Like the 6-year-olds fucking and getting pregnant is the only reason I hadn't watched this movie before.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I just didn't want to watch it.
It's not scary. Like
No.
actually there's one
The bones.
the bones.
The bones.
Can we talk about the bones
Crystal.
for a second?
Crystal's
Crystals?
Crystal?
death
Yeah.
Crystal,
is
no
the
meth.
one
Crystal, no
Actually,
meth.
probably.
we all
Crystal,
agree
probably
on
some meth.
that is the moment in this film.
It wasn't scary.
It
was
was-
just
It was
disturbing.
fucked up.
Deeply unsettling.
I couldn't watch.
I was
Yeah.
like, no, thank you.
I think anything with bones gets me.
I don't like bone noises.
I don't like bones. I don't like. And like Charles was sitting one time and he picked up a bone and he was like scratching his head
That was
with it.
so cool.
And I was like, that's kind of fucking dope. But
Can we talk about the delivery of information in the film?
Oh, did you know that guy's name was Jarin?
yeah. What the? That guy was so sus.
name
Is Jarin.
And I don't know where you live.
that whole delivery when he was about to go swim out and he's talking to Guy and he's talking to his wife and he's like, "Don't worry, Guy. I was on the swim team."
It's like, oh god, he's in the fucking swim team.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
We're saved.
Oh my god, guys.
make it.
It's gonna be okay. Look
He's
at
gonna
his
make it.
shorts. Look at his little pink short.
It was better when he was like, so we have to like go this impossible way across these imaginable oceans and unimaginable oceans, and he just keeps talking like he's a fucking like Shakespeare cuck.
No,
and I'm
okay,
like,
for
what?
me, no,
He goes,
it was
I'll
when
do it.
for me it was
God.
when he was when all the adults before the 6-year-olds fucked.
Oh yeah.
When all the adults
It's
were
like
talking in the
BCE,
circle
but
BCE before child.
before my life was
sex.
ruined by M. Night Shyamalan.
Holy shit.
When all the adults were talking in the circle and he was like, I couldn't even tell you what he said because like suddenly he had it all figured out. And he was like, this must be what's happening. And all of them were like
yeah, and they're
talking
like,
about
oh
like,
yeah, that's so
the
true.
science of the
Yeah. Oh, in the Notebook.
No, it was oh my god, it was when they were like maybe it's like the pressure
and
like,
he arbitrarily came up with 8 to 10 hours.
yes,
Like
he was like we could slowly walk through the tunnel over 8 to 10 hours, but who would be willing to give up 20 years of their life? And I was
But-
like,
No.
how much math did you just do,
No,
man?
Wait,
and
no.
You
I'm
just
like-
witnessed like 3 people
okay, but also
die.
Guy was he's like an insurance whatever,
No,
an
guys.
actuary, so he does the math. But like my problem is just that like all those conversations are so expositionary.
Can I?
Mhm.
Yes.
He was on the swim team.
He's on the swim
He
team.
was on the swim team.
It's so
That's why he knows.
it's
Yeah.
just so much exposition. Like they're all standing around talking.
I think that is just the main problem of this movie.
It's all exposition.
Is the script you can obviously tell that the script did not. It was just a first draft.
Yes.
Because
This was like not even a first draft.
all you think about is the future. Like when 2 characters are having an argument and the basis of that argument, if it is said in the argument explicitly to the audience,
Yeah.
you know that it is not written well.
Yeah.
You think too much about the past.
Like,
you
even-
work in a museum.
Like even outside of this film being about time, like
About time.
about
It's
time,
about time.
even outside of this film, like that conversation would never fly.
Like, I don't know. You're telling me everything I need to know about this woman, and it's the first 5 minutes in the movie.
Oh, and then they had a kid go up and say, "What's your name and occupation?"
What do you do for a living?
Then the only reason he did it was so that at the ending, when they went back to the resort, he could
Everyone could know.
name all the names of everyone and where they lived.
It's like when they pulled out in the beginning of the film, he gets a code from Idlib, a child who
Yeah.
he's friends with, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're going to use that at the end of the film.
My uncle doesn't like the coral.
Fuck your coral.
Guys, I'm
Fuck
not
your
gonna
uncle.
fucking lie to you.
I didn't know.
When he decoded that message, I really thought it was gonna say the beach makes you old.
I thought it was going to say like,
that'd be so funny.
I thought it was going to be like, don't go to the beach or something
No,
stupid
I
like
for
that.
sure.
Don't go to the beach.
was
They're
like-
already there. It means nothing.
I got so fucking hyped. I was like,
he's like he's too late.
Ah, shit.
He got there like the movie just ends. Guys, don't go to the beach.
don't go to the beach. Don't go. I'm so sorry.
It makes you old. Guys,
No, I got so fucking hyped. I was like, oh my god, they're
Here
gonna
it comes.
say it. They're gonna say it.
And then it never came,
It never came.
except for the 6-year-olds. Okay, so
Justin.
I have to cut that.
Do we?
You said you wanted more funny. Put that on the Instagram.
Do
See
we?
how they'll like it. Oh
Fuck.
god.
No,
So
guy, when they cut to the scene of them in the tent, and then they
Mm.
cut away, and then they cut back, and his hand was on her waist, like under her
Under the
shirt.
shirt, I was like,
I was like,
there's 6.
stop it
sorry.
right now.
This isn't relevant.
everyone who watches this should be put on a watch list.
This isn't relevant to the conversation, but the way that they grab the fucking pasta salad afterward, with their hands, I'm so
And
sorry.
she's
I mean,
like-
it reminded me they
and
were
she-
children.
Yeah,
she
I know.
looks
of course,
up
yeah.
at him, and she's like,
You want some?
I'm not, and he's like, "No,
I'm
that's
not
okay."
hungry.
I'm not hungry. Yeah.
I fucking hate Trent. I want to kill Trent.
Do you think?
I'm sorry.
I really need to know what Alex
Yes.
Wolff thinks of this film.
Who?
I think he doesn't. I don't know. He's a little freak
Alex
himself.
Wolff.
Who?
Alex Wolff.
Alex Wolf. Oh. He said Hans Full.
I will.
was like,
I think
Who's Hans Full?
Hans full.
You know,
I've got my Hans full with
Of
this
the
one.
pasta.
I have Hans full of pasta. My hands are full. Guys, the next
Awesome.
podcast guest is Hans,
Hans
full. What were we talking about?
Alex Wolff being a little freak.
Yeah, so in Hereditary, that scene where he like hit his head on
Oh
the
my God, I
desk over and
heard.
over again. Yeah, he did that shit himself.
Didn't he break his nose?
Yeah, he broke his own nose like for a scene in
You
Hereditary.
think he aged? For
So
this
you
film?
think he aged? I can't say that next comment.
Yeah, I
But-
was hey, watch it.
I had a filter.
We all thought it.
we all
I
thought
don't
it.
know what you're thinking about.
I'll tell you later.
We'll tell
We'll
you
tell you when
after.
you're older.
When you're older.
We'll tell you when you're at the beach.
Wait, where's the beach?
Yeah.
Let's go to the beach.
Beach?
I would like. Okay, so there's a part of the movie that's really cool when they're doing original stuff, like the stuff at night.
I feel like the coolest part for me was the cheek slashing.
Mm.
I was like, that's
I really
I
liked.
liked the tumor.
I liked the
I liked the
baby.
tumor. The tumor was.
I liked the baby dying.
It was kind of smart.
I think they.
I-
It was
I
funny.
think they did a good job with
Yeah.
that.
It was cackling. Laughing.
Listen, those sequences were well done.
When they took their time with like the actual concept, and it's like, oh, the baby can't survive in something so fast as this. I think
Mhm.
that's genuinely such an interesting facet, and the tumor as well, where they have to
cantaloupe.
cut open this woman who has a tumor in her stomach,
But
Oh,
she's
Hold it
healing too
open.
fast.
but she's
Yeah.
healing too fast, and it's established through a cut on the cheek of Mid-Sized Sedan. is that,
Yes, that's good.
as they get older, they heal, and
Mm-hmm.
so when they have to cut out the tumor of this woman, they have to put their hands in
pry
her
it
stomach
open.
and pry it open.
And I like how they don't show it.
yeah.
But
Well,
okay,
they show
They
the
show-
hands going in,
Listen.
and I think that's gross, and it was like lasagna.
I also like that. It's just that
Hey,
I-
no.
it's Giuseppe. I just
Giuseppe, no, Giuseppe.
I just
I miss it.
don't. I had mixed feelings about the not showing because in the film they didn't show everything,
Mhm.
you know, and it's like that's like a principle of like you don't show things and it's made worse by the fact that you're not showing it because then you imagine it, but like,
Mm.
but well no, but it's just that like they did that for everything.
I will say the one thing that I did like that they didn't really show was the decomposing corpse and the camera,
Yes.
the shot
Yeah,
through the
that was
ribcage.
cool.
That was really cool.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about that.
But
actually.
when Mid-Sized Sedan is murdered by Charles,
Rest in peace.
there's this really weird camera work where it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's zooming like in and out of the
Yeah.
spaces
Yeah, the
between
sequence
them.
was so
The camera
strange.
Yeah.
in this film is insane.
And it's like it's focused on the people running towards the stabbing while he's doing it, but the camera is placed in so where you see it, but you also don't.
No, I was
'Cause
like,
it's out of focus and so close that it's like you're like, what is
It-
what is he? Who is that?
I thought it was Jarin at first.
I thought it was Jarin too.
He was on the swim team though. He wouldn't do that.
My name is
Jarin! Continue.
the emotional moments in this film, right?
Mm.
There are like 4 of them, maybe.
Oh.
And I feel like they're all centered around Thomason or the family, right?
Thomason.
Not even Maddox, just Thomason
No.
McKenzie.
Thomason.
The actress
But
Thomason
I
McKenzie.
feel like I just need to talk about if they are earned. because
None of
some-
them were.
Right.
I
Because
thought the last one with the parents.
The
was
last
good.
one?
I fucking hated that.
Really?
At that point, so my
Where the
biggest
parents die
issue-
and they go that last
Okay,
conversation. I
Holy
thought that
shit,
was
I
well
need to
done.
talk about the parents' death. Sorry,
Yeah.
fuck what I just said. I need to
Oh.
talk about the parents' death because why the fuck did
mom teleport.
no? Okay, yeah, what? No,
Yeah.
no.
That was
Guy
weird. What the
dies.
fuck? Yeah.
What the fuck? Guy dies. Priska walks out to the ocean. We pan to the ocean, hear a thud, and then go back, and then pan to the rocks and go back. Why the fuck are we moving all over the place?
I think it's really an interesting thing to talk about. Is like, could this be seen as like a campy horror film? And I
Oh.
could this be meant to be enjoyed like this, and like made to like oh, look at this is goofy. I say no, just
Yeah.
because there's too much that works.
Yeah,
Like
you're right.
the bone stuff,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the tumor stuff, the baby stuff. Some of the emotional moments,
Yeah,
maybe
the
if
things
you
that
really
had
like them.
time taken on them.
It can't have its cake and eat it too.
It
Yeah.
can't, because the
Yeah.
cake is fucking disgusting and it's raw.
The cake is disgusting, but the frosting's nice.
Is it?
It's
It's
a good
fondant,
consistency.
and I don't
Oh.
like fondant.
I like the
think-
texture.
Yeah, I like the texture of it, but
Fucking
yeah,
Gordon
I think
Ramsay
for
over
it to
here.
be it like we were talking about before, I think M. Night is a little too bit of a try-hard auteur of cinema for it to be considered schlocky. I think it's the attempt at making a genuinely thought-provoking movie keeps it from being campy.
Yes.
I love camp movies.
Well,
Mm.
hold
this
on.
is not that. It's
It can
Wait.
be enjoyed.
Oh yeah, if
Ironically.
I
Yeah.
watched this with some people, like I watched this alone last night. If I
Yeah.
watched this with like a bunch of people,
Yeah,
I
it
would have had the time of my
Yeah.
life.
We would have had a great time.
Hold on. I don't think it's camp. But Justin, what
I-
you
I
just
think
said, does that not make it
No,
camp?
Justin's gone.
Oh,
I think my laptop just died.
Justin, you saying that makes me keep it together. Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know what
You s-
happened.
okay.
I don't
I-
know.
I personally don't feel like it's camp, but you saying what you just said, you said M. Night Shyamalan, you said that Shyamalan is attempting to make
Mhm.
something like, like
Of substance.
of substance.
Yeah.
And
Which is really funny.
I feel
It's-
like
yeah.
no, but I feel like true camp, can't try to be camp.
Yeah.
True camp is something that is going for serious
Mm-hmm.
and misses.
I will say that I think it's the fact that, like Corey said, a lot is done right in this film.
Yes.
I
no,
think an
exactly.
overwhelming majority is done wrong.
Overwhelming majority.
Yeah. Majority.
Yeah.
I think it's done wrong, but I think there is some competent stuff in this film to where
Absolutely.
I like something like Phantasm.
Phantasm! Woo! Phantasm mention!
Okay.
Okay.
Guy.
I think those are it's a film and there's shots and there's dialogue, but it's not competently like
Shit on Phantasm.
Phantasm is an amazing movie and I
It's
love
brilliant.
Oh, I have a note I would like to
Singular note.
Well, I mean, I have multiple, but this is a note that
okay.
I want to talk about. I wrote, doing our first episode based on an inside joke from previous episodes of a different show is in and of itself high concept.
Holy
Real.
shit.
I think that
Real.
we chose this movie because of our
Undis-
shared love of the
undenying love.
phrase "the beach that
That
makes
makes
you
you
old,"
old.
and that comes from our predecessor show
recommended for Hugh.
recommended for Hugh. And I think the fact that we structured this entire podcast on that joke is pretty high concept. What do you guys have to say about that?
I think you're right.
I'd agree. Yeah.
I would have to.
I'd say
agree, yes.
so. Concept adjacent things.
Mm.
It's a segment concept adjacent where we
Concept
find
adjacent.
films that are adjacent in
Yes,
concept.
please.
So, the beach that makes you old. This is the concept that talks about the beach that makes. This is the podcast that talks about the beach that makes you old, making us older by proxy.
Because time
So
is
this
passing
is-
as we're talking about it.
It is. That's just how life works.
Yeah.
But also, I had another one in mind.
Mm.
You guys ever seen the film Halloween 3: Season of the Witch?
I have indeed.
Yes.
So, if you guys remember in Old,
Turn it
at
off.
the end, turn it off! At the end, when Izzy is so sad right now. Dick Warlock?
Dick Warlock crushes a guy's head in a parking
I
lot.
just want you to get the right help, Corey.
You mean watch Phantasm again?
Who's that? What's that one movie with Dick Warlock in it while you're cutting a tumor open?
Near the end, you encounter that the genesis of all the evil is a piece of Stonehenge.
Yes.
So a stone is causing all this havoc that's happening in this movie, which is the same as when we go to these.
Well,
when we go to the lab at the end and we see that stone
Yeah.
in glass,
Uh-huh.
it's the same thing.
No.
Like Moana.
Okay, so
I was
this.
about to say Moana.
Like Moana.
Okay, so we have 3 concept adjacent films: Old, Halloween 3, and Moana.
Moana.
None of them have to
Um,
do with. Actually, one has to do with beaches.
What has to do with beaches? Yeah. Okay. But in Halloween 3, the mask makes children's heads turn into bugs.
It makes them old.
Like-
It makes
so
them
old.
old.
Like the live action Mario adaptation.
Yes.
Oh.
Goombas.
Guys. Teen Beach movie?
Teen Beach
The
movie.
beach that makes you sing.
The beach that makes you sing.
And also, aren't they like
Oh!
trapped? Wait, are they not trapped in?
No,
there?
they're trapped.
They're
trapped.
trapped there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the beach that makes
Actually
you.
so good.
The beach
That's
that makes
really
you
fucking good,
Austin
Joss.
and
Holy
Alley.
shit.
What's another the beach that makes you Austin and Alley? So, high or low is our next segment. And so we're each going to go around and we're just going to say one thing that was whether really good or really bad that we watched that week.
Uh-huh.
Last week, I should say. Past 7 or so days. And if, you say it in like 2 sentences. Try and explain what it is and why you liked it. Who's going to go first? How about Izzy?
Branching off from our most recent watch, I had a little Alex Wolff feature.
Ooh, okay.
I had a very high of Alex Wolff in Hereditary.
Wait, you watched Hereditary?
I watched Hereditary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we were talking
I,
about it, and
I know, and I
Okay.
know that I am notoriously very not good with scary films.
So what is it about and why'd you like it?
it's a hard film to explain.
Mommy issues?
Death in the Family,
Yeah.
culty shit. I don't know. I really just, I'm not watching horror for the scares. I'm really just watching it for the film aspects, and I thought it was really beautifully done. The performances were all great. It looked great. The score was brilliant. The editing was brilliant. Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Jocelyn, what did you possibly watch?
I'm gonna say 3, and it's gonna be okay because this weekend I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off
Yeah.
with my brother, which is my number 1 on my favorites on Letterboxd, and then I watched Singing in the Rain, which is my number 2 on Letterboxd, and then I went, let's go for 3, and so I watched Betty Boop Snow White, which is 7 minutes long.
You watched it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I log every time I watch it now, and it's gonna be an issue.
That's real.
Good. As you should.
So I watched 3 out of 4 of my top 4 in one night, and it was very nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's the fourth?
The 4th is The Avengers.
Followed by the greatest show.
Followed by the greatest
Followed
showman.
by The Greatest Showman.
We are doing an episode that is both of those.
Oh yeah, we have to.
That's like
We have to. Justin, what'd you watch?
it's my turn.
Yes.
So, my girlfriend and I try and watch a movie every week.
Oh, that's cute.
And she chose this week, and she chose the movie Home, 2017.
With
The
Rihanna?
with Rihanna and
I
Jim
love
Parsons.
that
The
movie.
animated film.
The animated film.
Okay.
It's about
With Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. So it was made in like the zeitgeist of Big Bang Theory time. Jim Parsons, who plays fucking Sheldon on Big Bang Theory, plays
Zinga.
O in this movie. This little alien, like socially outcast like alien, who invites. So he tries to invite people to his birthday party, but he accidentally sends the email to the bad guys while he is colonizing Earth and puts all the people in like camps except for
What the fuck is this movie?
Have
Wait,
you
you've
not
never
you've
seen
never
it?
seen
No.
it? Okay,
Oh my God.
so these little
It's so
aliens
good.
these aliens are running from these bigger aliens who are going to kill them. They come to Earth, they collect all the people up, they put them in camps except for Rihanna.
in row homes in Australia.
In row homes in Australia. And Rihanna's the only one left, and she befriends the one that they don't like. His name is O, played by Jim Parsons.
They met in a 7-Eleven.
They met in a 7-Eleven, and he eats a urinal cake. I don't know, but the impetus of the story is the fact that he sends an email of like a birthday party invitation to the people trying to kill him, and then they
Because
just
he hit
and they-
send all.
He hit send. There's send and then send all, and he hit send all, and it's sent to everyone in the galaxy.
Everyone.
Everyone. Everyone
And
got
still
it.
no
so
one
I have
came.
got-
And no one came to
No
his birthday
one
party.
came.
I have gotten this.
No, you're not on the list. So yeah, the movie itself hated Jim Parsons' performance. Oh my god. It's just so annoying. Rihanna was surprisingly a good voice actress.
Yes. Dude, I love when Rihanna's in movies.
Yeah, she was honestly really good. J-Lo was her mom, and she was just Jennifer Lopez. And the music, honestly,
Yes. I'm
Rihanna
telling
kind
you,
of killed it on the
Rihanna
soundtrack.
slaps.
She
Ugh.
slapped on the soundtrack.
I love when Rihanna does
Yeah.
soundtracks, and I love when Rihanna's in movies.
And there's a cute cat named Pig.
So is it my turn?
Yes.
So I'm gonna say fuck you and not do a movie. I watched a TV show with my girlfriend.
Oh, TV
Um,
show.
We watched the first 3 episodes of The Last of Us the other day.
Okay.
She's never seen it. I've seen it twice. This is my 3rd time watching it.
I have never.
It's really good. It's about basically. It's about the world being overrun by zombies, an infection of cordyceps fungus. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. I'm getting phone cord vibes from this.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Pedro just got a SAG award.
He was drunk.
He was drunk
He
as
was
fuck. When
drunk
he
as
was
shit.
like,
Good for him.
Yeah, king.
No. So it's about the world being overrun
Yeah.
by fungus zombies, and I fucking love it.
Mhm.
I love the game. I have a tattoo from the second game, if anyone can see that. So I'm a big fucking Last of Us cuck.
Mhm.
And I cannot wait for season 2, and I cannot wait to finish the series with her.
I cannot wait for season 2.
Yeah, it's gorgeous,
It's
except for the CGI. So I think we should end this out with a review of the film, and I think we should start a trend for the rest of the series. So this film, it's the beach that makes you old. In every other film, it's a beach that makes you something else. And if we had to give it out of 5 stars, what would you give it, Jocelyn?
I gave it 2.
2?
I gave it 6-year-olds out of 5 stars. 2 6-year-olds out of 5 stars.
2 6-year-olds in a tent.
What
What are they doing? I don't want to know.
So did you guys all give it 2 6-year-olds out of 5?
I give it 2 6-year-olds out of 5.
I give it 1/2
I
6-year-old
give
out of
it-
5.
I give it Jarin on the swim team.
My name is
Jarin!
And with that, I think it's a good way to wrap up the
And
episode.
remember,
No.
the best.
No. This is my time.
Okay, it's Daddy's
Corey
time.
So I want to say thank you to Jocelyn, thank you to Izzy, thank you to Justin.
And thank
And
you,
thank you,
Corey.
Corey.
I appreciate that. You're welcome, I guess. And a big ol' thank you to Hugh S. Manlin,
Mhm.
Professor Hugh S. Manlin, who said we could do this and let us actually do it for some ungodly reason. I cannot wait to continue. You are a king of kings.
Hugh, we need a soundboard.
And a Roomba.
And a Roomba.
we need a soundboard on a Roomba.
Yeah.
Soundboard on a Roomba.
We have to chase
So we
it
only
around.
get to press it sometimes.
Yeah, it comes over to you and you're like, ooh,
me
I think I
next.
can set up a soundboard on my computer.
I want it on your Roomba though.
Yeah, I want it. I only want it if it's on the
I
room.
don't
Yeah.
really want it if it's on your computer. I want it roaming around the.
And every once in a while,
every once in a while-
the mics you just hear.
It's pedal active.
you just see Izzy go off screen.
It's just bruh across the room.
Bruh. Or like we're in the middle of like a joke and Corey has to get up and run over there.
Like Joanne Fabric. Like Joanne Fabric. Boom.
Boy! Across the room.
Boy. Oh God. That was beautiful, guys.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so much for this, guys. And yeah.
Woohoo!
All right, Corey.
Here's to
Corey,
a-
lay it on me.
Here's to a successful podcasting career for all of us.
But you were going to say
and-
6-year-old.
No.
Here's to a 6-year-old podcasting career for us.
I mean, I'd do it for 6 years.
I could do it.
Justin's like, fuck you guys. No.
Justin's like,
Ooh.
If you want to, that's fine, but I don't. And everyone, as always, sit back, relax, go home, enjoy yourself. What do you do?
Nothing. I'm waiting for you to be done.
Fuck off. I'm gonna keep doing it.
no,
Keep going.
Use that one. Use that one.
Please keep going.
You should do Moana, though.
Kick back, relax, enjoy a nice movie, and it might as well be the greatest movie ever made. Fantastic.
Teen Beach Movie.
Teen Beach Movie. Yeah.
All right, that's it. Podcast over.
Bye bye.
Does this day feel like it already happened? Must be a deja vu. Try learning a different language from the alien race that speaks to you. Dinos in our time and snakes in the sky. Life finds a way for the concept high. Just for friends in a room talking high concept films. We're concept high.